the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. Giving all praise to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Racha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great milestone that rule well, enabling the word and doctrine. Shalom, meaning peace. May that be unto the elect of the nation of Israel. The simplicity that is in Hamashiach. I believe I went into this word the other day. It's not this word. Went into this word simplicity, haplotes. This is singleness, simplicity, sincerity, mental honesty, the virtue of one who is free from pretense and hypocrisy, not self-seeking, openness of heart manifesting itself by generosity. So it shouldn't be a thing that we need gimmicks, that we need the fanciest garments, that we need anything but the doctrine on point and sincerity. And that's what we need. The Lord didn't tell us to heap unto ourselves, multitudes of gold, promote this, go on radio station. I'm not saying any groups are doing this, but the whole grandiose, if that's the right word, and making this thing like it's spiritually it's a big thing. We don't need any carnal, extracurricular aids to push this gospel out. What we need is to eat the roll and speak unto the whole house of Israel, as it says. I'll get this verse first. 2 Corinthians 11:3. I'll start 2 and then go to 3. For I am jealous of you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. Right, so a chaste virgin means we're not going unto other gods. Right, because that would be us being defiled. We'd become like unto a harlot, which we have all been. We've all transgressed. And that's like unto going into another idol. If you transgress the law, you commit sin. So who are you serving, or what are you serving? You're serving something other than the Heavenly Father. Right? And rebellion is the sin of witchcraft. Let me find that. In fact, I'll finish this verse. I said, for I am jealous of you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. Right, so the same serpent is looking to take people out, to sift them out. Right, 1 Samuel 15:23, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of Yahawah, he hath also rejected thee from being king. Now the second sentence, of course, is applied to a specific, that holds true. Rebellion against the Heavenly Father is like unto witchcraft. It's like you're seeking a familiar spirit. Because what spirit, if you're not seeking to serve the Heavenly Father, like I said, I'm not trying to repeat myself, but that's going on to another spirit, like unto witchcraft, or another god, like unto idolatry. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go and speak unto the house of Israel. And that's it. That's it. And that is the simplicity. For us, if you're called to be a teacher, if you are a prophet, all it is eat the roll and go and preach. The Lord will do the rest. You might be preaching by yourself, for a short while, or a year, some years. Hopefully we're not here for that long. The first time you go out, you might feel uncomfortable. But this truth is meant to make you feel uncomfortable. Like it says about Babylon, this is not our rest. We're meant to be ever progressing, ever growing in this truth. It talks about us being as newborn babes, sincerely desiring that milk, that you may grow thereby. Right, so you eat that milk. And then when you're ready for the meat, you eat that and you grow more. And then you're able to teach others and bring them into this. Although really it's not you bringing them in, but you help nourish. You are as a as a shepherd. Because you're feeding the lambs, feeding the sheep. We're all under the bishop of our souls, Yahawashi. But if you're feeding sheep, you become like unto that. Ezekiel 3:2. So I opened my mouth and he caused me to eat that roll. This is Ezekiel, but this is representative, and it applies to all the prophets. All the prophets ate the roll and prophesied. I said it before it happened. Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And then I'll tell you Revelation 10. And then it was immediately in my belly as bitterness. Because there's a double... It's known as a double-edged sword, sharper than any two-edged sword. Verse 4, and he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them. So we don't speak enticing words of man's wisdom, things that are going to prophesy deceit, smooth things that are going to make them feel good. You tell them the truth, whether it makes them feel good, whether it makes them want to fucking kill you. As it's written, am I therefore become thine enemy because I tell you the truth? We are meant to be, we are a truth group. He wants to say you're a hate group, you're this. But if you were to take, the descendants of them that were afflicted in the, what's been termed as the Holocaust, like it's the ultimate epitome of it, and go to a Jewish man late after that, do you like Nazis? Or imagine the Nazis, you had to go to the Nazis for your food, for your clothing, for your water. And then that man whose family were brutalized, enslaved, tortured, whatever, you ask him, do you like Nazis? And he says, no, I don't like Nazis. And you say, oh, you're a hate group. And that would sound ridiculous. Now when it comes to the true children of Israel that had an affliction much, much worse, now when we begin to speak on what the scriptures say, the prophetic things, that's why vocab and certain ones of you Christian bug outs like to get on us, because prophecy was taught at One West, and the doctrine grew. Right, so the main reason you're not getting on your African Hebrew Israelites, they're not saying they're going to rule and reign, and have their enemies who had them as captives. So the captor becomes the captive. These other groups outside of so-called One West, they're not saying that that's why you're set on the One West. Because you're quaking and shaking in your boots. Because you're aware of what happened and what continues to happen. And if you were to get that treatment, you wouldn't like it. Ezekiel 3:4, and he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them. So we tell them, 2/3 in America, Babylon the Great, are going to die. We tell you he's going to come with the charagma. We tell you about certain camps where it has a high concentration of people in, that they're going to feed them, being idle with things offered unto idols. We tell you after that, Yahawashi is going to come back, judge a lot of Israelites and a lot of the heathen. Then there's going to be a kingdom where the Israelites are ruling and these other nations are in subjection. Just as you put us in subjection, you're going to get it. Chiefly the nation of E, which is going to get double, and we're going to receive double on the right hand side. Right, double for her shame, I believe it says. Right? So these are the things. This is the simplicity. You learn these things, and then you teach them as you were taught. This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Hamashiach Yahawashi. So you've got guys that will come on with no visible works and no videos, but they'll tell you, yeah, everything they've said is on point, except there's no UFOs. Or everything they've said is on point, there is UFOs, but Babylon the Great isn't America, it's actually the Vatican City. That's why it says the city. Well, you can be a citizen of the United States of America. So what does that tell you? That it really is a big city. Yeah, but the little doubt seeds that they want to plant, yeah, they don't want you to get to harvest eventually, nurture. They don't want you to nurture and grow up that seed, that mustard seed of faith. Yeah, they plant little doubt seeds, yeah, proverbial tares among the wheat. Not as Yahawashi spoke of it, undesirable, thoughts and wicked intents into your mind, contrary to these scriptures which are able to make thee wise unto salvation. And it says, knowing of whom you've learnt them. Now, you can't be made wise unto salvation if no one's teaching you. No one's teaching you the scriptures. Like it says, Acts the 8th chapter, how can I except someone guide me? Understandest what thou readest. How can I except someone guide thee? So you don't, if you all these little doubt seeds, if you're letting them get planted, you're not even sure who you've learned it from. You've never seen that guy's face. You might have, you have to to give them maybe a little bit of benefit of the doubt. Maybe you've heard his voice once. One video every half a year. Like it says, continue. There's also another one. There it is. 1 Timothy 4:16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. It doesn't say the doctrines. This guy's doctrine, that guy's doctrine will all come together because we're Israelites, although we've got different doctrines. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Right, them that hear thee. Why? Because you're going to go out and teach. You're going to go and speak the words of the Heavenly Father unto the house of Israel. Right, this is the simplicity in Yahawashi. Shalom.